So let's go across to Dr. Balakrishna Pisupati, who is the head, United Nations Environment Program India. Thank you so much, Dr. Balakrishna, for joining us today on this very critical conversation. We are seeing how climate change is affecting each one of us, whether it's in our biodiversity, whether it's in the ecosystem. Now, you've written and done a lot of work on Mission Life, which the Honorable Prime Minister had launched in 2022. What strategies do you propose for inspiring individual actions and collective responsibility towards sustainability?
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to join this particular session. Very, very important question. Not just India, any country can have the best possible laws, the best possible regulatory frameworks, intends to deal with keeping our environment in shape and passing it on to the future generations, may have loads of finances to deal with all of it. But if there is one thing which is extremely important and fundamental to making that change happen, it's the individual behavioral change. I'm sure many of you, or many of us, are aware of this very famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi, where he said that be the change you want to see. So behavioral change is something which needs to happen at the individual level, which is very aligned to the campaign you're running this year through the partnership and NDTV. And I just want to give one or two very quick examples of how behavioral change impacts us. There was a very interesting study that was done in terms of how individuals respond to dealing with the cost of renewable energy or dealing with switching to renewable energy. There was this study that was done where there were a few groups that were put together, where one group was asked to switch to renewables by saying that it's good for environment and it mitigates climate change. And there's been some responses to that. The second group was asked to deal with the cost reductions of switching to renewables over a longer period of time, and there can be more savings. The third group was told that a certain percentage of their own community, their own neighborhood has already switched to renewables and were encouraged to switch to renewables. But what surprised the social scientists were the responses to these groups, where the maximum impact of switching over happened to the third group, when people actually realized that it is important to switch to renewables because others are doing it, their neighbors are doing it, their friends are doing it, their family are doing it. So to an extent, today when we are talking of environmental governance, environmental management, one key word that we should always have in mind when we are developing policies, when we are putting investments, when we are looking at actions on the ground, it is to social proof the actions.
Thank you, Mr. Pisupati.